Hi Shopee sellers, my name is Claudine and this is the Shopee University Advanced class. Hi Shopee sellers! Welcome to lesson 1 of the advanced class. Today we are going to talk about avoiding listings mistakes. So isa to sa mga nagbibigay ng penalty sa sellers natin kaya kailangan natin siyang pag-aralan. Meron tayong 3 objectives for today. First one is to deep dive on the listings violation. So kung umattend kayo or pinanood ninyo yung basic at intermediate classes, makikita nyo doon kung ano yung types of listings violations. Pero today, magdi-deep dive pa tayo doon para magbigay din tayo ng more examples. And the next one is to determine the most common listings violations. So we got data from our listings team, from the sellers of our platforms to see kung ano ba yung mga common mistakes na ginagawa ng sellers natin. And hopefully, hindi natin yun magawa sa mga listings natin para hindi tayo magkaroon ng violations. And third one is to learn how to rectify suspended listings and use the listings optimizer. So, dalawa yon. First is to learn how to rectify suspended listings para naman mabalik natin yung ating listings sa platform. And of course, we will also introduce the bagong-bagong feature natin yung ating listings optimizer. So, for the overview, we will have listings violations, common listings violations, rectify suspended listings, and the listings optimizer for today. So, 4 topics for all of you guys. I hope that you stay and watch so that we can all learn. Okay, so first under listings violations. Yung pinakauna natin is what we call the prohibited listings. Of course, when we say prohibited, hindi siya pwedeng i-list sa platform natin because of certain reasons. And we have a lot of violation types under prohibited listings. First is prohibited products by the law. So of course, ito yung mga hindi talaga pwedeng ibenta because meron tayong regulations against it. Next is products violating Shopee's listing policy. So, meron tayong mga products na hindi pwedeng ibenta sa platform because syempre hindi siya swak or hindi siya pwedeng i-fulfill gamit yung ating platform. So, for example, meron tayong mga certain regulations for plants kasi baka mamamatay sila or hindi tayo pwedeng magbenta ng mga bagay na hindi naman natin ini-intend to sell on Shopee. So, those are some types of listings na hindi natin na-allow sa platform. Next, we have products without relevant licenses, which are products sold by sellers without an appropriate license as required by government regulation. So, one example would be yung mga FDA warned items. So, kailangan may registration numbers and so on. Next, we have advertisements. So, listings of products that are not sold on the Shopee platform. So, nililist natin siya pero hindi naman natin siya i-fulfill gamit yung Shopee. So, hindi po tayo pwede mag-advertise gamit yung Shopee. Next is switch listings or existing listings that have been edited to sell different products in order to maintain sold count or views. So, meron na tayong previous product tapos papalitan natin siya ng bago. So, i-edit natin yung product, tapos papalitan natin siya ng bago para ma-retain yung ratings and reviews. So, bawal po siya sa platform. And then, lastly, under prohibited listings is yung misleading discount. So, ito naman, ine-edit natin yung prices ng products natin just before a campaign to mislead buyers na malaki yung discount na ino-offer natin. So, don't worry if hindi nyo pa siya masyadong gets or memorize kasi magbibigay tayo ng examples in the next slides. So first on the types of prohibited items of Shopee. So on screen, you will see kung ano yung mga common na listings natin na hindi pwede sa platform. So for example is alcohol. Meron tayong mga sellers na nagbebenta ng alcohol but they are whitelisted. Ibig sabihin nun, pwede silang magbenta kasi registered sila with Shopee. So for certain sellers na hindi registered, hindi kayo whitelisted, hindi kayo pwede magbenta ng alcohol sa platform. Of course, hindi tayo pwede magbenta ng wildlife products and especially yung mga live animals. Paano natin i-deliver ang mga tuta o pusa? So, hindi yan pwede kasi baka mamatay sila. Next is weapons. So, hindi po tayo nag-allow ng weapons. For cigarettes, meron din po tayo mga special whitelisted sellers lang na pwede magbenta ng cigarettes sa platform. We also have some prohibited food, especially yung mga hindi ina-allow ng FDA. Stolen goods, of course. stocks. So, hindi naman siya magbenta sa platform. So, gumamit na lang tayo ng ibang platforms for this. For medicine, under regulation din ito. So, kailangan meron din tayong mga special permits for this. And, syempre, i-check na lang natin yung ating list of prohibited items for the list of medicines and food na bawal ibenta sa Shopee. And lastly, we have services because this is a type of advertisement. So, under prohibited listings, again, we have prohibited items due to regulations or policies. Ito yung example natin, yung military weapons. So, this is a weapon, hindi natin siya pwedeng gamitin because it promotes violence. Next are listings which are prohibited based on general listing guideline such as FDA warning. So, sumusunod tayo sa FDA, meron silang list na sinusunod natin kung ano yung mga hindi natin pwede ibenta sa platform. And they update it regularly. So, as sellers, it is your job, especially if you are selling fast-moving consumer goods items or FMCG products na i-check yung ating FDA prohibited list. Since if it updates at meron tayong items under that prohibited list, kailangan natin siyang tanggalin because i-delist din siya ng Shopee. So, for yung mga products natin na kaka-update pa lang ng FDA, tapos kunwari, meron tayo nitong product na to, hindi siya mag-earn ng penalty since it's just recently updated. But if nandun na siya sa list, tapos pinublish pa rin natin siya, doon ka magkakaroon ng possible penalty. For example, if you edit your listings. So, for the complete list of prohibited and restricted items, please scan the QR code that you see on screen. So, i-direct kayo niyan doon sa ating Seller Education Hub link, which will give you a comprehensive list of all of our prohibited items. And then, you also have here the QR code for FDA Philippines prohibited items para doon sa mga curious kung ano ba yung mga prohibited items natin from FDA. Okay, so under prohibited listings, we also have advertisements. So we have different types of advertisements na hindi natin ina-allow sa platform. So take a look at your screens to see yung ating certain examples. So first is advertising for services or companies. So meron ditong nag-advertise ng hair treatment. So hindi mo naman madedeliver ang hair treatment sa mga bahay ng customers ninyo. So this is just basically advertising your company and services. Hindi po siya pwede sa Shopee. Next is looking for in-stocks, sponsorships, or job listings. So kung naghahanap tayo ng trabaho or ng mga stocks na pwede nating ibenta, hindi rin po siya pwedeng i-publish. Next is product description, photos directing buyers outside Shopee. So, ina-advertise natin yung ating mga businesses through Shopee by putting sa mga pictures or product descriptions na, hello, ito yung aking shop, punta kayo sa shop ko. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng gawin because that is directing buyers outside Shopee. Next is condo or house and lot for sale or for rent. We also have announcements, intangible services, and multiple items not intended to be sold in a single transaction. So basically, ang kailangan nyo lang tandaan dito is kung hindi nyo siya pwedeng ipadala gamit yung mga logistics partners natin, hindi nyo siya mafu-fulfill using Shopee, hindi nyo po siya pwedeng i-list sa ating platform. Next is switch listings. So as mentioned a while ago, meron tayong minomodify na existing product. So let's say meron akong stuffed toy, si Goblin Mr. Buckwheat toy, na meron na siyang mataas na rating. So here we have 4.75 yung ratings niya. So mataas yun. And assuming na meron na siyang sold na let's say 2,000 items. So it gives your buyers confidence to buy your products. And because of that, si seller naisip niya na, ay meron akong bagong item, papalitan ko tong current listing ko ng sapatos para isipin ng mga buyers ko na itong sapatos na to marami na rin bumili at mataas yung ratings niya. So hindi po siya pwede sa ating platform because that is switch listings. So misleading siya for our buyers. So it also is a completely different item from the one being sold. So yan yung ating example. We also have other examples na backpack naman, na-record natin. Backpack yung original item and then pinalitan siya ng t-shirt or water bottles. So kung ano yung bagong listing ng seller, yun yung pinapalit nila doon sa original item. Next is misleading discounts. So, pricing that misleads the buyers through increasing prices just before promotions, then giving discounts. So, basically, kapag malapit na ang promotion, tinataas natin yung price ng item. So, for example, from 6 pesos, gagawin natin siyang 17 pesos just before a campaign. Tapos, bigla natin siyang bababaan a few days before the campaign or during the campaign itself. So, for example, from 6 pesos to 17 pesos to 9 pesos. So, parang ganyan yung itsura niya sa graph na nakikita nyo sa screen. Para ang mag-reflect sa ating platform is malaki yung discount na binigay natin for that campaign. So, that is misleading your buyers. So, hindi siya pwede sa platform natin. Ang tinitignan natin dito para matrack yung ganitong klase ng misleading discounts ay yung historical price change log. So, tinitignan natin kung nagpalit ba tayo ng prices before campaigns at yung promotional price, kung ano yung presyo ng product ninyo mismo noong araw ng campaign. So, next type of violation, we have IP infringement or intellectual property infringement and counterfeit listings. So, for IP infringement, it's the use of trademark, copyrighted, or other protected materials by the intellectual property rights in listings. So, later on, marami tayong examples. We also have counterfeit items or products that were made in exact imitation of an existing brand with the intention to deceive or fraud. So basically, itong dalawang to, tumutukoy ito dun sa mga items na hindi naman sa atin or hindi siya yung original na items na available dun sa mga legit sellers. So, for IP infringement and counterfeit, yung una is yung IPR na sinasabi natin. So, kapag si Shopee naka-receive ng intellectual property rights complaint galing doon sa nagbebenta ng legit items, automatic tatanggalin natin yung items sa platform ng mga sellers na hindi sila legitimate. So for example, si Calvin Klein, nagreklamo siya sa Shopee na bakit ang dami ninyong sellers na nagbebenta ng Calvin Klein products hindi naman sila authorized seller. So kapag naka-receive kami ng complaints, we will remove those products from the platform. Next is use of copyrighted material. So kung kunwari si Post-it, as you can see on your screens, kinopyright niya yung kanyang images or yung kanyang pinaka-description, hindi natin siya pwede gamitin. So we won't necessarily delete your items if it's copyrighted, pero ang kailangan gamitin ni seller ay sarili niyang images, sarili niyang descriptions, text, and so on, para hindi tayo ma-sue for copyrighted material. Okay, next naman is yung counterfeit items natin. So, itong mga counterfeit items, hindi talaga sila original. So, as compared to yung ating intellectual property rights infringement, pwedeng original yung mga items na yon, pero hindi siya authorized yung mga sellers na magbenta ng products na yon. So, for counterfeit, talagang fake yung listings ni seller. And then we also have exclusive distribution rights infringement. So, if maka-receive tayo ng reklamo, example from these sellers such as Pet Shop or SM Store or other official stores na ayaw nilang may ibang sellers na nagbebenta sa platform ng same products, yun naman yung tinatanggal natin because they have exclusive distribution rights. So, the next type of listing violation is what we call spam listings. So, under spam listings, marami din siyang seller types. First one is duplicate listings. So, from the word itself, pare-parehas yung items na pinupost natin sa Shopee. Wala siyang significant difference. Pwedeng nasa same shop or nasa magkaibang shop, tapos na-trace natin na isa lang pala yung owner, tapos pare-parehas lang yung pinupost ninyo. Next is price spam or listing products at extremely low or high prices to get more views but with no intention to sell. So, sobrang binababaan natin or tinataasan natin yung price ng product para makapukaw ng atensyon ng mga buyers natin pero hindi naman talaga natin sila ibebenta. Next is keyword spam. So, use of irrelevant search terms in product titles. So, ito yung sobrang hahaba na ng mga product title tapos hindi naman siya relevant. Like, kunwari, meron ka ng Nike, meron ka pang Adidas, meron ka pang kung ano-ano pang ibang keywords na hindi naman related sa kung ano man yung binibenta mong product. Next, we have attribute spam. So, ito yung incorrect details na nilalagay natin sa listing. So, pwedeng mali yung stock count na nilagay natin, yung sa description, mali yung material, or yung category. So, those are examples of attribute spam. And the last one is re-uploading of deleted listings. So, kapag na-delete yung listings natin, ibig sabihin nun, nagva-violate siya ng ating listings policy. So, kung nag-re-upload tayo ng same listings, magkakaroon tayo ng penalty because of that. So, especially kung wala naman tayong any edits, walang mga pagbabago tayong ginawa dun sa product, that will warrant you a penalty for sure. So, other types of violations, marami pa tayong mga iba na pwedeng i-cover. So, first one is image-related. So, dito naman, i-cover natin kung ano ba yung mga types of violations na they're not really prohibited, hindi siya spam, pero it might also cause for your items to get suspended or deleted. So, for image-related violations, we have stolen photos. So, kung makita nyo sa example natin, yung naka-upload na picture is a screenshot from Instagram. Tapos, yun mismo yung kinuha ni seller. So, whether nagnakaw tayo ng photos from a seller outside the platform or a co-seller in Shopee, that's not allowed po. So, mag-take tayo ng sarili nating photos to be safe. At kung seller naman kayo at may napapansin kayong mga sellers na kumuha ng photos nyo, don't hesitate to report it to Shopee as well so that we can take action. Next is poor image quality. So, example would be blurred photos. So, hindi siya magandang tignan sa platform and of course, hindi rin naman siya mapapakinabangan ng buyers natin. So, please improve the quality of your photos. Next is product name, description, image, and variations are not in English. So, ito po ay ginagawa natin para at least uniform yung ating nasa platform. Hindi naman tayo strict kung for example, yung mismong item, Chinese yung kanyang brand or yung kanyang title. So, ang prefer lang natin is yung descriptions natin, yung titles are in English para nakakaintindi man ng Tagalog o hindi, Chinese o hindi, basta nakakaintindi sila ng English, malalaman nila kung ano yung nasa listings mo. Next is size chart uploaded is blurred, not a size chart or a junk image. So, kailangan pag nag-upload tayo ng size chart, especially for fashion sellers, tama yung sizes na nakalagay sa platform. Yung next naman natin na type of image-related violation is no actual image of the product. So, kung makikita nyo, ang nakalagay dito is, this is supposed to be slippers, pero yung item natin ay mukhang wallpaper lang or basahan. So, hindi siya nagde-describe sa kung ano man yung item na dineclare natin. And then next, we have irrelevant images. So, pwedeng nagkamali lang si seller, imbis na puro clothes yung pictures na ilalagay niya, may mga nasamang iba pang photos galing sa gallery. So, i-check din natin kung ano ba yung mga photos na ina-upload natin sa listings natin bago natin siya i-publish to prevent suspensions. Next is price-related violations. So, meron tayong tinatawag na profiteering, which is very much relevant during our time now. So, for example, naalala nyo ba nung time na sumabog yung taal and especially yung COVID, nagkaubusan tayo ng masks. And ang mga tao, syempre, pupunta sa Shopee para tumingin ng mga mask. At may mga sellers na nagte-take advantage noon. So, yun yung profiteering. They are excessively pricing their products kasi sila lang yung may ganong items. And especially during emergencies, ayaw natin na merong nag-a-abuse nung ating mga items sa Shopee. So, let's not do that, please. We will remove listings with price above maximum sale retail price. So, related to that then yung price lower than SRP. So, this is an example. Kapag sobrang mas mababa ng item prices natin sa sale retail price, katulad ng ABS-CBN TV Plus, so i-remove din natin siya sa platform. Next is description-related violations. So, first is inaccurate information. So, kung makikita nyo dito sa slide, ang nakalagay sa title is that sold out na yung item natin. Pero, pag chinek mo yung description, meron pa siyang 6 stocks. So, maguguluhan si buyer. Kailangan parehas yung nakalagay sa ating description or at least accurate siya. And next is insufficient information. So, meron tayong mga minimum characters na kailangan ilagay. Kapag hindi natin siya na-meet, may possibility na masuspend yung products natin. So, does not meet minimum description, bundled listing without list of items, or sold per kilo, or without variation. So, kunwari, nilagay mo na meron kang different types of sizes, of colors, pero pag check ng item, wala namang variation na nakaset. So, that's insufficient information. Next is vulgar description. So, kung makikita nyo naman sa slide natin, merong mga sexual words na part ng description. So, we don't allow that, and especially yung mga curse words. So, please avoid yung paglalagay natin ng mga vulgar descriptions sa product listings natin. Another one is directing transactions outside Shopee. This was mentioned a while ago, pero instead of putting them as advertisements sa pictures, ito naman nasa description siya. So, dito yung ating sample, yung seller naglagay siya ng phone number sa description mismo para i-contact siya ni buyer. And then, we also have website, social media links, or contact information in the listings and sometimes in the image itself. So, kung makikita nyo dun sa image, meron siyang icon doon directing to the Facebook page of the seller. And meron din siyang follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. So, di po siya pwede. Next one is category related. So, i-check natin sa listings natin. Meron tayong category 3 that you can access on Seller Center. So, i-check natin kung tama yung main category and subcategory to prevent our items from being suspended. And this will also help you, especially kung meron tayong mga buyers na through categories sila nagsusearch. So, this will be helpful for them to find your products. At kung nasa maling category yung products ninyo, syempre hindi nila yun makikita. Next is yung ating adult-related violations. So, we have some examples such as yung una, hindi naman adult toy yung binibenta pero inappropriate image yung nakalagay dun sa kanyang product images, either sa cover photo or sa other images. So, bawal po yun. Next is adult toys with inappropriate images. So, hindi tayo pwedeng maglagay ng mga pictures showing nude models and especially yung mga sex positions din. So, let's be careful with that because, of course, meron tayong mga audiences din na gumagamit ng platform na below 18. And then, we also have adult item in the wrong category. So, kung makikita nyo dito, yung category ng item is nasa home and living. So, yung tamang category po for adult items is health and personal care, and then sexual wellness, and then adult toys. So, wag natin siyang ilalagay sa other categories kasi baka makita siya ng mga minors natin. So, next is registration related. So, like what I mentioned a while ago, ito yung mga insufficient information according to local regulations. So, meron kasi tayong mga items na kailangan iparegister muna at kailangan whitelisted ka sa Shopee bago mo siya ibenta. So, some examples are fertilizers and also yung mga digital goods natin. And especially kung nilagay nyo sila sa wrong categories, may chance din na maban tayo for selling those items. So, ano yung actions na ginagawa ni Shopee to maintain good quality listings on the platform, especially kung meron tayong mga sellers na nagbabiolate? So, first is suspension, and we also have deletion. So, pag sinabi nating suspension of items, the listing will be hidden and the seller will be notified to modify or fix the listing. So, iha-hide siya ni Shopee from the platform and magkakaroon ng chance si seller na i-edit pa yung listings for uploading in the future. So, for this one, magsasend tayo ng push notification para malaman nyo na meron kayong pwedeng i-edit. And then, for seller action, of course, you have to edit it to comply with Shopee's listing policy and community rules. And kung hindi nyo siya na-edit within a certain amount of time, pag hindi mo na-edit within 7 days, baka ma-delete siya. So, kailangan, kapag naka-receive tayo ng push notification, i-check agad natin kung ano yung items natin na kailangan i-edit. Next is deletion. So, of course, pag na-delete yung items natin, ma-remove na siya doon sa ating platform. And you, as a seller, will be notified as well. So, kapag na-delete yung item natin, ibig sabihin, prohibited yung listings natin sa platform. So, wag na natin siyang i-upload ulit kasi magkakaroon pa tayo ng additional penalty points for that. So, ang gawin na lang natin as seller, i-review natin kung ano man yung Shopee listings policy at community rules para hindi na tayo magkaroon ng iba pang items na made-delete kapag nag-upload tayo ng products natin. So, sa lahat ng mga listing violations, ito yung magiging consequences. So, under suspension, we have yung violations na IP rights infringement and counterfeit, use of copyrighted material, items unregistered with Shopee, price lower than sale retail price or SRP and improper pricing, keyword spam, image-related violations, profiteering, description-related violations, attribute-related violations, category-related violations, and lastly, adult-related violations. So, medyo kino-consider pa natin itong mga violations na to as minor as compared dun sa mga prohibited talaga. So, itong mga to, may chance pa kayo na i-upload ulit yung items, i-publish ulit sila as long as na-edit nyo sila ng tama and within Shopee's listings policy and community rules. So, yung mga items naman na i-delete na natin, wala ng suspension, wala ng editing, ay yung prohibited items by law and Shopee listings policy, especially yung mga FDA-warned items, advertisements, switch listings, misleading discounts, exclusive distribution rights infringement, duplicate listings, and price spam. So, kung maka-experience tayo ng any of these violations and deletions, wag na po tayo mag-attempt na i-upload ulit sila. So, for listings, violations, penalty points, I'm sure na na-mention na to sa intermediate and basic classes. So, just a review. For prohibited listings and advertisements, may chance na magkaroon tayo ng 1 penalty point from that. We also have 1 penalty point if mareklamo tayo ng IP infringement and counterfeit. And 1 point as well for listing spam. So, yun yung mga keyword, spam, attribute, spam, and so on. So, kung marami tayong different types of listings violations, pwede tayong magkaroon ng 2 penalty points. So, kailangan talaga na yung ating listings is following yung ating Shopee listings policy. So, next, sellers who re-upload listings previously banned due to spam, wrong category, keyword spam, wrong attributes, etc. without editing will have their listings deleted. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. 1 penalty point ulit siya. So, nagkaroon ka na nga ng penalty kasi na-delete yung item mo. Tapos, nung in-upload mo siya, prohibited nga siya. So, magkakaroon ka ng another penalty point. So, wag po natin yun gagawin kasi mag-accumulate yung penalty points natin due to listings. So, as sellers, please be aware of our listings violations and do not upload anything that is prohibited kasi magkakaroon po kayo ng penalties. So, just a review, especially kung napanood nyo na yung ating intermediate and basic classes, ito po yung ating penalty point system. So, every penalty point na ma-acquire ninyo, magkakaroon yan ng corresponding punishments, especially kung ma-reach natin yung different tiers. So, be careful kasi nga mawawalan tayo ng seller privileges for 28 days. Imagine 28 days kayong hindi makakasali sa campaigns. That would mean loss of sales for you. And especially kung mawalan tayo ng free shipping, ng rebates, and so on. Syempre, pabawas din ng pabawas yung sales natin if ever. So, let's let's do our best para hindi tayo magkaroon ng penalties, especially kung galing sa listings na pwede naman nating i-prevent by being educated and informed about our listings policies. So for listing limit, kapag nagkaroon tayo ng 3 to 5 penalty points, magkakaroon na tayo ng listing limit. So marireduce siya to 200 listings. At kapag naman more than 6 penalty points na related to listings, bababa siya to 50 na lang. So imagine kung 1,000 or 10,000 yung listings mo, nang dahil sa penalty points related to listings, marireduce siya to 200 or 50 depende sa number of points. So alagaan natin siya kasi mababawasan yung listings natin from the shop. Yun yung pinaka-penalty natin if hindi tayo sumusunod sa mga listings policies. So one more thing to note, especially for the different types of shops, useful to sa inyo yung ating pre-order listing policy. So, kung meron tayong mga listings na hindi natin kayang i-fulfill agad, pwede natin siyang iset to pre-order. So, instead of fulfilling orders within 2 days to ship, pwede natin siyang iset from 7 to 30 days. So, we recommend that you set your items to pre-order, especially kung customized or made to order yung mga items ninyo. So, kailangan nyo pa siyang gawin, kailangan nyo pang kunin yung mga materials from somewhere else. So, i-set nyo siya to pre-order. Next is require special logistics arrangements, temperature-controlled supply chain. So, yun yung example natin. We also have requires legal clearance before shipment. Ito yung mga possible pang dumaan ng customs, baka magkaroon ng certain delays. So, magbigay tayo ng allowances. And has limited ready stock due to its high value. So, kapag ganito yung mga circumstances na na-encounter natin, iset na lang natin to pre-order. But, be sure that you are aware of our pre-order listings policy para hindi rin ma-reduce yung listings natin. So, for preferred sellers and official shops, we have up to 20%. So, pag nag-exceed po tayo dyan, baka mawalan tayo ng preferred seller tagging or official shop tagging. So, be careful about that. And then for all other sellers, kung hindi naman po kayo mall or preferred seller, yung ating limit is up to 10%. So, wag tayo mag-exceed kasi marireduce yung listings natin to 500 if ever mag-exceed tayo ng pre-order limit. That is for all other sellers. Okay, so I think you are curious, ano ba yung mga common listings violations na kinocommit ng mga sellers natin. So, you can learn from this para maiwasan natin na gawin yung same mistakes na ginagawa ng other sellers sa platform. So, we have two kinds that we got from our data. First one is for official shops. Ito yung mga common mistakes nila. So, first is graphics concerns in cover image. So, kapag nag-upload tayo ng images, especially for official shops, ito yung number one concern nila. So, make sure na yung images nyo is of good quality, na yung models natin, appropriate yung kanilang positions, and then tama yung brand na nakalagay, yung title, it's apt with what's in the description, what's in the pictures. So, yun yung mga kailangan natin i-ensure. Next is first 3 images must be the actual product. So, I'm sure that you want to put a lot of sample images, different angles to your product. Pero make sure natin yung first 3 images ay yung actual product natin. Next is insufficient product images. So, meron tayong iba-ibang image requirements for different categories. So, make sure that you check it out, especially when listing your product para hindi siya masuspend. And 4 and 5, related siya, wrong subcategory at wrong main category. So, again, just check out our category 3 para malaman ninyo kung ano yung tamang category for your products. Main category man or subcategory. So, for marketplace sellers naman, yung pinakauna na top rejected reason for new listings is adult toys with inappropriate images. So, as mentioned a while ago, hindi tayo pwedeng maglagay ng mga items, mga pictures na may sexual positions or mga nude models. So, bawal po yun. Second is product name, description, image, and variation should be in English. So, kapag Filipino naman, hindi tayo masyadong strict, but gawin nating best practice na naka-English na yung ating caption, yung description, kahit yung mga words na nasa images. Third is prohibited listing. So, yung mga bawal na products, nililist pa rin natin siya. Let's prevent ourselves from doing that kasi magkaka-penalty po tayo. And same with official shops, nagsusuffer din yung ating marketplace sellers ng wrong subcategory and wrong main category. So, again, check our category 3 on Seller Center. So, for top banned items, kung meron kayong mga items dito, huwag na po natin siyang i-list or i-edit natin siya para at least malist ulit natin yung items. So, first one, we have adult or sex toys na may inappropriate images, as mentioned a while ago. So, ensure no sexually explicit photos. First image should only have the product and packaging. No human model or usage of product. So, hindi pwedeng dine-demonstrate yung paggamit ng item kasi very sensitive itong product. Next is wrong category and unregistered seller with Shopee. So make sure kapag digital goods yung binibenta nyo, cigarettes or alcohol or any type of product na kailangan registered with Shopee, make sure that you reach out to us para masama namin kayo dun sa mga whitelisted sellers na authorized magbenta nitong ganitong types of items. Next is face shield, thermometer, and N95. Yan, ito yung mga items na hindi sila prohibited pero nagiging causes for profiteering. So, since mataas yung demand natin for these items, meron tayong mga nahuhuling sellers na ina-abuse yung demand for this, tinataasan nila yung products. So, if you plan on selling these kinds of items, go lang po, do so because we need this. But, wag nating itataas masyado yung presyo na mas mataas na masyado dun sa sale retail price kasi baka ma-flag tayo for profiteering. Next naman, meron tayong mga certain brands na nagreklamo kaya tinatanggal natin yung mga items na yun due to intellectual property rights. So, ensure that your listings don't contain any breach of IPR without proper permission from IPR owners. So, kung may plano man tayong magbenta ng mga original products, make sure that you secure the documents at may maprepresent tayo kay Shopee na authorized seller kayo and so on. So, top deleted items natin, ayan, you can see it on screen. If you're curious to know kung ano ba yung mga top deleted items natin, you can actually check out sa ating Seller Education Hub. We update that every month. So, for this month, kung ano yung nakikita nyo sa screen, ayan yung mga prohibited items natin na iwasan dapat natin when uploading on Shopee. I-check ulit natin siya next month for the top list para yun naman yung iiwasan natin for next month. So, some examples would be yung Nike shoes and shirt. We have rifle scope, DIY braces. Yan yung mga for this month. So, how do you rectify your suspended listings? If ever man meron kayong mga listings na nakita nyo may push notification kayo to edit it, very easy lang siyang gawin sa Seller Center. So, all you have to do is to log in to Seller Center and then go to Product and then Suspended Products. So, pag click nyo ng Suspended Products, ito yung makikita nyo. Meron kang 9 na pwedeng i-click or 9 descriptions din na makikita. So, yung pinakauna is yung suspended history. It's a hyperlink. You can click that para makita nyo yung record of suspended listings for the past 3 months. So, this is for your record only and syempre para malaman nyo din kung ano yung mga hindi nyo dapat nililist sa Shopee. Next is violation type. So, pwede nyong i-filter dito kung ano ba yung violation type na na-commit ninyo if you want. Third is product listing status. So, kung nag-edit man kayo or hindi nyo pa na-edit yung products, makikita nyo siya dito. So, you will see if your item is banned or reviewing. Next is update time. So, kung nag-update kayo ng item nyo, of course, it will reflect here kung kailan nyo siya huling in-update. Next is deadline. Shows the date by which the seller should edit the suspended listing. So, kung nasuspend yung item nyo at binigyan kayo ni Shopee ng 7 days to edit the item, kailangan ma-meet natin yung deadline na yon so that you can still have a chance to republish your item. And then, number 6 is violation type. Shows whether the product is a prohibited listing, counterfeit, IP infringement, spam issue, or others. So, yung isa kanina, filter siya dun sa taas. And then, ito namang isa is the violation type per item listed. Next is violation reason. So, ini-explain na sa'yo ni Shopee mismo bakit natin sinuspend yung products ninyo. So, marami tayong sellers before na nagrereklamo or nagko-comment kay Shopee na hindi ko alam kung bakit sinuspend ni Shopee yung items namin. So, pwede nyo na siyang i-check ngayon sa Seller Center. So, you just have to go to Suspended Listings Details para makita nyo yung reason. And then, we also want you to be able to list your products again. So, meron din kaming suggestion for you kung ano yung dapat mong gawin para mag-comply na yung item ninyo sa Shopee listing policy. So, hindi nyo na kailangan mag-search sa kung saan-saan pa kasi meron na kaming tips for you on how you can edit your product. And then, actions. It allows you to edit, delist, delete, or upload supporting documents for your non-compliant listing. So, yun yung mga options na pwede nyong gawin. Depende na rin kung sa ano yung violation na na-commit ninyo. So, only applicable actions will be displayed. So, kung hindi nyo naman pwedeng i-upload ulit yung product, especially kung prohibited siya, so, hindi nyo makikita yung upload supporting documents or republish and so on. Okay, so yung last topic natin, and I'm very excited about this, is Listings Optimizer. So this one is very, very new, and this is for you sellers to help you improve your product listings. So Listing Optimizer is a tool in Business Insights on Seller Center, of course, that helps you identify the listings to improve on. So this ensures that your listings are accurate, informative, and attractive to shoppers. So let's not confuse this with Listings Quality Checker. Kasi yung Listings Quality Checker, yun yung kapag nag-upload ka ng items mo. So i-flag ka niya agad kung meron kang possible listings violations kapag in-upload mo yung items na yun given the description and attributes that you put. Ito namang si Listing Optimizer, makikita mo siya sa Business Insights. Tapos, para lang siyang pang quality check talaga kung ano yung mga pwede mong gawing improvements para yung listings mo mas maka-attract ng buyers and mawala yung mga potential for listings violations. So, this is how it looks like in Business Insights. Bago siya, so makikita nyo yung new na feature. So, just go to Business Insights and then select Selling Coach. So, it's under Selling Coach. So, under that, makikita nyo na yung Listing Optimizer. So, paano nyo ma-identify yung mga listings na kailangan ng enhancement? So, pag-click nyo ng Listing Optimizer, yung first na makikita nyo is yung overview. So, nakalagay doon yung number of good listings nyo at yung listings na kailangan pa ng more improvement. So, parang meron siyang very simple chart dyan sa taas. And then next, doon sa baba, if you scroll down, you will see the details. Meron dyang 5 main areas na pwede ninyong gamitin to improve your listings. So, the first one is short product name. So, bibigyan ka nito ng suggestion kung ano ba or gaano ba dapat kahaba yung product name mo. Of course, as sellers, you have to make sure that your product name is clear, concise, and telling shoppers what your product is all about. So, kung meron man kayong mga irrelevant keywords, suggest niya na tanggalin niyo yung mga irrelevant keywords na yan para very clear to the buyer kung ano yung binibenta niyo. Next is contain important details such as your product's brand, model, or color. So, meron tayong mga specific formats that we recommend for different types of products. So, makikita nyo rin yung suggestion na yun. And, of course, another requirement is your product title should have at least 30 characters. Next is, kung ang problema ng product nyo is short shop description, ipoprompt kayo ni Listing Optimizer na magsulat ng comprehensive description containing useful information. So, kung ang product nyo is, for example, a cellphone, ibibigyan niya kayo ng tip na ito yung mga dapat yung include. For example, ano ba yung mga features ng phone? Meron bang mga freebies na included yan? So, things that would help you attract your buyers to buy the product. Insufficient information may result in confusion and more queries. So, let's make sure na maayos yung product description natin. Nakakabawas din yan ng mga chats from buyers kung lahat ng information na kailangan nila nasa description na. So, another one is too few images. So, kung meron ka mang item doon na medyo konti lang yung pictures na nilagay natin, ipoprompt ka niya na magdagdag ka ng more pictures, ng good quality pictures, of course, para at least mabigyan natin ng image yung buyers natin kung ano yung product. Because remember, mahirap ma-visualize yung product dahil online siya. So, ang magiging basehan lang ng buyers kung bibili nila yung product ninyo or not is the photo itself. So, make sure na natin na professional yung pagkuha ng photos at good quality siya para ma-convince yung buyers. Next is missing parcel details. So, kung meron man kayong mga incomplete information such as dimensions which will also affect yung ating discrepancies, ASF, ESF, yung mga bagay na ganyan. So, bibigyan niya rin kayo ng prompt na i-edit nyo to para at least maging complete yung parcel details natin. This one will ensure that you will have the correct shipping fee, na hindi tayo magkakaroon ng any discrepancies, especially pagka-pick up ng items ng couriers natin. And then last one is wrong category. So, select the right category of your listing and ensure that your product appears in relevant search results. So, as mentioned a while ago, kung mali po yung ating category, hindi siya makikita ng buyers. So, Listing Optimizer will suggest to you na baka ito yung tamang category or baka kailangan i-evaluate mo kung tama ba yung category na pinaglagyan mo kasi parang mali siya. Ayan. So, this is how it looks like sa Listing Optimizer. You can see here yung suggestion for improvement. Make sure that you consider that before clicking on edit. Para pag click nyo na yung edit, alam nyo na kung ano yung papalitan nyo dun sa mismong product. So, once you've selected the edit portion and edited your products, tas na-save nyo na rin siya, click nyo ulit yung diagnose again doon sa top ng listings nyo to re-evaluate. So, si Shopee, i-run niya ulit yung system to check if meron pa bang mga kailangang i-improve na details. So, kung ano yung lumabas doon, i-repeat lang natin yung process. I-enhance natin siya ulit based on the 5 categories. So, meron kasing mga ibang items na multiple areas yung kailangan i-optimize. So, i-diagnose lang natin siya ulit para to make sure that we have uploaded the good quality products that we desire. So that's it for our listings topic. I hope that you guys learned a lot for today. You can replay the video para sa mga parts na gusto nyong balikan. And if you would want to have a copy of our material, we have prepared handouts as well for you guys. But you can only access it if you give us feedback. So please scan the QR code and fill out the feedback form. And then, yung mga mag-fill out po ng feedback form, yun yung sesendan natin ng handouts. So, please scan the QR code here on screen. And then, please join our community as well para maging updated kayo sa mga bago nating announcements and features. So, please join our Shopee University Facebook group. Again, please scan the QR code. We also have their mga games and other engagement activities. We also have our Viber group. So, dyan po yung focus natin dyan, mga announcements and also mga trainings that we conduct. And lastly, we are also on WeChat. So, if you are a Chinese seller and would prefer to be trained in Chinese at kung meron kayong concerns that you also want to raise in Chinese, you can also be part of our WeChat group. So, just scan the QR code. Okay, so that's it, sellers. Thank you so much for attending our session, and I hope to see you in our next session, which is lesson number 2, avoiding fulfillment mistakes. Have a great day!